a wolf. That is a wolf. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he just walked. I stepped over them. He just walked. He crossed.
Dang, what are the odds, huh?
I would say the odds of that are like 1 in a million. Do you want to come look down here?
What if he's eating something?
It looks to me like he just crossed.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. I didn't expect to see one in the middle of the day. Good morning. We are doing a little bit of late season snow machine riding today. We're hoping to get up to a spot that we did some fall hunting. It's kind of like in between season when there's still enough snow to ride a sled versus like take like an ATV or a side-by-side out. Our side-by-side, it just doesn't work at all in any snow. So you definitely couldn't take it out here. As we ascended to the mountains, we definitely plan to see a lot more snow. And it's just gonna be me and Eric, Bandit, staying back at the truck. We already saw a wolf on the way in, which was pretty wild. That was about 10 a.m. this morning, and we have never seen a wolf before, so that was very interesting, very unexpected.
Checked it out. It looks like we made the right choice on bringing the snow machines. It's bare ground down here, but as soon as you head up that hill, it turns to deep snow pretty fast. Let's get the Scandic unloaded. Let's head up. We leave the dog in the truck. This can buy us about, I don't know, 5 hours or so, and I should probably move my truck because we're in the middle of the parking lot.
Okay, so that's the ridge, right?
This is the trail.
That rocks look familiar to me, but so that's that other one, right? That we never went, right?
Right.
I just want to make sure that's for sure the trail. It looked like it was when you were riding on it. It looked hard packed.
It is.
You sure this is it? Are you okay? Okay. Unfortunately, I was trying to turn around to get you because I was like,
got unstuck.
I know, I was like,
stuff you can't like kick. You need like a shovel.
Well, I'm not stuck right now, but do you see this? My ski's about to go into that. Whereas I was back there and I actually was navigating it back here, but I was like, shh, I'm not gonna be able to turn on this uphill to go rescue you, which never happens. Anyways. Good job, my friend.
Yeah, trying to get back up there.
You were really stuck.
Oh, I was buried. I didn't think I was getting out.
What the heck? this, man.
Arielle.
Eric! Don't mess around.
What do you mean? Are you scared?
Yeah, I was scared.
Not too often in Alaska you get a day this nice, and we're taking advantage of it. We brought our little rocket stove that we haven't busted out in a while, and we're gonna cook some caribou steak, and then Arielle made us some pita pockets, and we're gonna stuff them with like some mushrooms and some onions. It should be pretty good. And I think it's about 5 o'clock in the evening. It's 50 degrees right now. We have like all of the sunlight you can imagine. The sun is literally like at its highest point. So it's pretty awesome. And we came out here today just to have a good time, but we also came out looking for a bear to hunt. And you know, we didn't see anything this time. We've been trying to hunt bears for a few years now, and it's only a matter of time until we get one. But for now, this meal will do. So let's cook some food. I think I'm gonna have to, this thing gets really hot on the bottom, so I think I'm gonna put like some sticks.
Forgot to bring the kite. Pretty excited about these pita pits. I make us pita bread quite a bit, but it never puffs. I mean, I don't ever try to get it to puff, and I followed a recipe, and we actually got them to puff. Our oven was heated to 550 degrees in order to make this happen. So we're gonna cut into them, and we should be able to stuff them. There's an actual pit that you can stuff. Check that out. It's really cooking now a lot, huh?
That one's just Are you kidding me right now?
I really like caribou. These are amazing, and it's a great end to a day that didn't quite work out like we had planned. Sometimes it just happens. You don't get where you wanted to go, but it was still a really nice day nonetheless. I'm gonna enjoy these. room in the freezer, I am making Bandit's dog food, and there's a lot of bags right here. So I have a mixture of meats. I have some grains that I make ahead of time. It just makes the process easier. It usually takes 2 days, and I will freeze them. And then we have some vegetables, and we also keep some of the produce down in the crawl space. But we can't utilize the outside anymore to freeze things. So this definitely, you know, we're coming into a season where this is a lot harder to do for Bandit. I'm gonna bring all of this inside and get started on cooking up some vegetables for him. It's been about 24 hours and we're ready to get rocking with Bandit's food. The meat is the temperature that I want it to be, just lightly kind of like thawed, but not thawed too much. And his vegetables are all cooked. And it looks somewhat like, I don't know if you want to call it baby food, just a mash. Bandit, believe it or not, is not a big fan of vegetables. So he's not like Bo, he actually despises them. I have to kind of camouflage them with a bunch of meat and other ingredients so he will eat them. Sometimes I cook the meat, sometimes I don't. I am cooking his fish and his chicken this time around though. Got 28 days of food. Be nice if we had a little bit more, but that's what we got. And it's just, each container is a certain amount of food. So like this is actually 2 days. I can't even lift it, it's so heavy. Some of them are a day and a half and some of them are just a day. It's going to be very challenging fitting these in the freezer. I'm not looking forward to that at all. And I'm just topping these off with some cranberries. I forgot the berries. He's supposed to have some frozen berries, so I've got them going behind me and we're gonna fit them in. This particular batch is a very like festive batch for him. He has the caribou, some of the caribou that we harvested, beef, chicken, and fish. So he doesn't actually usually get that much of an array. I usually am just buying stuff from the grocery store for him. And I feel like making this disclaimer, Bandit has kidney disease, so these are very starch heavy. It's a lot of grains. It's like 30-40% grains. I either do oats or rice or barley, and then we have meat somewhere in the 20%, and then the rest is vegetables, certain vegetables. So definitely not like an appropriate diet for a normal dog that doesn't have kidney disease. Right, that's it. These are done. The last thing I like to do is mark, I'll like write down somewhere what day it is and how many days I made for him, just so I can keep track of it. I forget what time I let her out yesterday. Come here, Miss Puffin. Hey, Boo Boo. Okay, let's
Came out here about a week ago and we wanted to dig in and see how the ground was doing as far as thawing out, and last week it was 100% frozen, so we barely scraped the grass off, And today we've got about 6 inches of soil that we can scrape through until we hit just frozen solid. So we're kind of just hoping it thaws out quick because we want to get out here and start building in the garden. Let's head over to those stumps and see if we can pull a stump up real quick. Still lots of other work that can be done around here though. And when we were picking up our fencing down on the Kenai at the little feed store we went to, they had something I'd never seen before, and it was a fence puller. And theirs was about, I don't know, 4 feet, and it was pretty cool. It was like a metal piece of pipe with some hooks, and you hook it on your fence, and then you can use it to kind of pull it tight with like a winch or whatever you want to do. So instead of getting that one, and since our fence is 8 feet, it's pretty big, we're gonna build one today. And we've got some pipe here. What is this? 2.5 inch outside diameter pipe. We use this to mount our solar panels back at our old place. And I was thinking this would be perfect for a fence puller, and I was gonna go with 6 feet. That way when we build it, we can kind of have a foot of fence on the top, a foot of fence on the bottom. We're gonna cut this first, and then I'll show you what we're gonna use to try to make our little hooks to hook onto the fence. Up top.
Oh, okay.
It's about the same, right? We'll weld one on the bottom, and then we'll weld one on the top. We'll get them exactly the same. And then we'll just do one in the center, 2 more, then we'll do 5 total. Is that on eco or not on eco?
Is it not working?
Not working very well. So you'll go like that. You hook it on the fence. We'll hook the winch on the players right in the middle, and then we'll pull it back. Stretch our fence out. What do you think? That went okay. I guess the theme of our channel lately is generator problems, and usually we only have generator problems in the winter. Right now it's warm, so we didn't expect to have generator problems. The Kohler, which is sitting there on the workbench, a week or so ago, it stopped producing AC power. I've been trying to mess with it, and last time I tried to start it up, the electronics in it started smoking, so that one's kind of toast for now. And then our brand new one, or it's a few months old, the Yamaha, which is a 3,000 watt, that one's not working either. For some reason, it's overloading at about 1,500 watts, which is only like half of the power that it can produce. So it wasn't even producing enough power to run this little welder. Thankfully, the little Honda, which just has enough juice to power this thing, powered it. And we almost lost this welder the other day. We came home from Fairbanks and it was sunny out and all of our snow started melting, and this was on the ground in the shelter logic, and it was flooded in there. There was probably about 8 inches of water.
Yeah. Oh, this chainsaw, you didn't get this chainsaw out of the water? Is that going to damage them? That's no bueno. You can get wet.
No, little welder.
No. Your little welder?
Yeah, my little welder. This was in there, chainsaws, all of our stuff was floating. Thankfully, I was able to dry this out by the wood stove, and it's still working. So as soon as we're able to get out there in the garden, I think the fence is going to be one of the first projects. We'll be able to test this thing out and see how it works.
Well, maybe by the time we do it, one of our generators will be working better by then.
I wouldn't count that Kohler in.
Yes, she's had beeline for that. Well, it's about the time that we uncover our garlic. We have made it to late April. It's actually Eric's birthday today. So we're uncovering our garlic. Hopefully it came through. I don't know, it's too early, and this is a new climate to us. And this is kind of a makeshift little bed that we made last year in the summer where our potatoes were too. It's got to stay fenced off because the chickens are going to make their way over here and just demolish it. But I'm going to uncover the straw now. There's a lot of mulch on top of this garlic. It's a hard neck variety, or a few different varieties. And if it's alive, what we will start to see is little sprouts. We'll see these little green shoots coming up. So we'll find out sooner than later.
You're gonna take all that straw?
Yeah.
It's not frozen or anything?
No, it's not.
You wanna put it in the wheelbarrow and I truck it over?
Truck it over to the compost. He's alive!
Nice.
He's alive. It's the one you had. He's
Strung
alive
up.
and he's actually growing.
Look, this one's alive too.
Good news! The garlic is actually starting to pop up, some of it. There's 3 of them. One of them looks like it got maybe frozen, so they came up a little too early. Another one looks questionable, and then the third one looks pretty good. So we will, again, see if they start to show up. Usually there's going to be some losses. It's a pretty hard climate to even do garlic, even though it's pretty hardy. And even better news is that some of the currants survive. So we're a little new to growing currants. We have some that we kind of planted here just temporarily. We're going to put them in the garden once it's built. But there's like 5 or 6 out of 7 that survived, which is just totally awesome. While we're over here, we are going to tear apart the beehive and get it relocated. I think that's where the entrance to the garden's gonna go. We're not gonna be keeping bees this year. We just had the one hive that didn't make it. We knew that probably like a month and a half ago. So it's been a while. I'm assuming it's gonna be pretty ugly in there, moldy and such. We have way too much on our plate this year, and the bees, I like keeping them. I've learned a lot over the years, but we already spread ourselves pretty thin, so we're gonna try not to do that. We're gonna try not to spread ourselves even thinner, I guess. I told you I already thought I saw the queen, so.
Really?
When we were looking that one time, I thought I could take that in. Okay, yeah, so the cluster. Whoa, that's like a major amount of mold right there. Not a pretty sight. That's uncapped honey. No good anymore because it's probably very much moldy and fermented. All right, so it's messy in here. Usually the bees, the new bees that you get, will clean this up. Since we don't have them coming, you know, I'm gonna have to figure something out. There's definitely ways that it can be done, whether you're spraying your frames with like vinegar and letting them dry out inside most likely, but we will just have to store them for the meantime, and maybe we'll have some bees in the future. Try to just find the grain. I mean, there's not much left. We did a really good job. You're gonna make a rectangle or a square? Well, I guess it's a square. It's a rectangle.
Yeah, it'll be a rectangle.
This ulu works really well for this.
Like that.
Just rip it. I think it's already really clean.
Me too. You did a great job.
I think I just put one in here, I'm pretty sure. Didn't quite in. Spruce so dense.
So then I need more slack. Let's go. Put this all straight. Well, what a nice day to be doing this, and this is the caribou hide from the bull that we shot not too long ago, and it had such a beautiful coat. It had such a beautiful coat that we wanted to make something out of it. So we're tanning this hide, and we'll be able to use it as a throw or maybe a dog bed. We don't really know, but we're stringing it up to this little frame we built. We're using paracord, and we're going to kind of stretch it. So we started on the bottom, now we're stretching it towards the top, and then we'll do the sides. And it's already looking pretty clean, so this is looking pretty cool. See if I can get this tied on.
string a little.
Branch is good. They're good.
Does that seem stable enough for the wind and everything? So sure sign of spring with the trumpeter swans flying over. We've been hearing them all day, and the pelt looks lovely. I think Eric did an amazing job for his first time. I pretty much fleshed it at the time of processing the caribou, so we just did a teeny bit of cleanup. And I'm gonna tomorrow get the warm hose out and just rinse a little bit of the blood off before it dries too much. And now that it's stretched, it can dry. I don't know exactly how long it's gonna take. I'm pretty excited for this. And another really exciting thing is that we don't have to bring in our stinking plants to the house anymore. Things were getting just crazy in there. I kind of went a little overboard this year with the plants, being that we don't have the garden yet. And we were bringing in the totes every night for a few weeks straight. And we figured out we could hook up our diesel heater and plug it, like shoot in the ducting to the little makeshift high tunnel that we have, and it works amazing. And we don't have to bring the plants in at night. It's been staying warm. This will be their third night. And that's a wrap for the day, pretty much. Is she beautiful? Key. Our hide's been drying for 4 days, and we are working on some brain tanning. So we're not actually using the brain from the caribou. We had intended to, but we left it out, so it's not good anymore. But I did read that you can use egg yolks. So we have 12 egg yolks in some really hot water, and I'm just kind of working it in. This is very hard and dry. It dried within like a day, and it sounds like almost like a drum. Real thick, like leather, right? And I've never done this before, so I've done a lot of reading on it, and a lot of people have different ways they go about doing this. I think later tonight, we're probably gonna come out here and be able to cut it out and get kind of a nice smooth shape. This egg isn't really absorbing into it, it's just kind of barely going into the surface, so I'll probably hang it up or put it back flat in the sun again for a few hours after this. Well, on account of a hailstorm yesterday, we did not get our hide cut out. It got a little bit wet, unfortunately. So it's sat back out in the sun today and it's dried up. We're gonna be cutting it, and there is almost like no snow here anymore. It happened really fast. And sadly, our puddles have shrunken too. We don't have a very long-lived puddle season. It's like a week, which is really sad for the dog because he enjoys splashing in them. So let's get this cut. The gentleman I watched did like more of like an oval, maybe even like a spade shape, but I want to kind of preserve some of these areas we stretched. So we'll see how it goes. And there you have it. It's complete and it's actually really flexible. I think it was the egg, which is pretty cool. We intend to use this. It's going to be more like a tool or functional for us. So the one thing I read is that we can have some hair slippage. That's the whole point of the tanning, is to stop the bacteria from basically breaking down the hide and breaking down the fur, and it can shed over time if it wasn't done properly. So we'll see how it holds up, but I'm really ecstatic about it. I think it looks amazing. And yeah, I'm gonna roll it up, and I don't know what we'll use it for first, but we'll see. She's beautiful. He's beautiful, I guess I would say.
Just like that.
Like a rug.
This will be his bed, maybe, huh?
Mm-hmm. He's gonna be obsessed with it probably from now on, huh?
Hey, what are you doing? Apparently he likes it.